hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ling-a-ring, ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling. Oh, yes, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. And shove those bells inside of your asshole and your cunt.
Anus.
Anus. Tiddlywinks, tiddling at your dick. Tiddling your dick. Tiddlywinks, tiddling at your dick. Tiddle your dick. Yeah, it's Christmas time. How do you feel about Christmas, Steven?
Deck my balls with boughs of...
Jelly.
Deli.
Jelly. Fa la 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 la. Right, but the fa la las are replaced with the sounds of snarfing balls. Just deck my balls with boughs of jelly.
Oh, jelly. Did you say jelly or deli?
Jelly, like KY jelly. Dip your balls in Vaseline and rub them on my face.
I thought maybe
Santa's balls.
I thought maybe deli was how Canadian people said, like deli meat or something.
Oh, we're going to Delhi. No, not India, and not the Western Ontario town also coincidentally named Delhi. No, we're going to Delhi. We're going to buy various luncheon meats so we can put them between two pieces of fine Canadian bread.
You know what? You know who has good bread? Japan. I was watching Japan with these really great bread things. Really great. Really great,
What
folks.
was good about these great bread things?
Really great bread.
Really great bread from Japan.
Really square, really thick, square white bread. Like the best white bread you've ever seen. Like big, square white breads.
A big square, boys. We love a big square white bread.
It was the biggest and squarest and whitest piece of bread. And it spoke to me as if it was my spirit animal.
Mm-hmm. You identified with this thick piece of white Japanese bread.
Yeah. They were like, we are making American boys.
Yeah, they are making American boys over there. That's the whole thing. Through their video games as well. Mario has made more American boys than Call of Duty. I'm going to say that.
So I watched a really great video that I would encourage everyone to go find. It's a video of the Super Mario creator giving a tour of Super Nintendo World.
Yeah.
Which is
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah, Miyamoto is giving a tour of new Super Nintendo World, which is going to open in 2021, and I think we should organize a House of Decline trip where one lucky viewer gets to come with us to get COVID in Japan at Super Nintendo World.
We're setting up a House of Decline GoFundMe for our vacation to Super Nintendo World. Link in the comments.
It's a sweepstakes. What it is it's a sweepstakes. What we're setting up is a sweepstakes, and you enter to join the sweepstakes. That's how you become a member. You have to enter to join, and we could go get COVID together. What do you think?
That's what we should set up our Patreon. Just vacations with us. Because you know that's going to be a great time.
Oh yeah, we're going to eat a lot of bread.
We'll treat you right on a vacation. We won't do anything. We won't do anything sketchy at all. We won't get caught by the Japanese police trying to buy little baggies of heroin in Shinjuku. No.
You know what the cool thing about going on vacation with me is?
Which?
I bring all my own bagels. And I bring
bagels for the whole trip.
Yeah, I bring enough bagels for the whole trip for everyone.
Yeah, just emergency bagels.
When it's like 5 of us, I bring 50, 60 bagels.
Like 50, 60 bagels. You should see him at customs declaring all that shit.
Yeah.
Do they ever throw out your bagels? Did they ever throw out your bagels? Does the TSA ever search your bagels?
Yeah, because one time I was really like, I don't want to let them out of my sight because they're very important to me, and I wanted to bring them as check-on, but they didn't let me. I had to check it. I had to check my...
Did the TSA search your man bagel, by which I mean your asshole? Because sometimes when an asshole is puffy, it looks like a bagel. Did they search your man bagel?
When have you seen that?
I've seen them. I've seen them in like the people that pump their assholes. They put little bell jars around their assholes and pump them full of suction fume, and
like most
their assholes puff up like
most federal judges do that, I think.
Yes, that's all the federal judges do that. That's how it keeps them on their toes, because when your asshole's really puffy, you're always sitting down on your man bagel all day, and that keeps you alert.
Well, you got
that keeps you alert while you're judging.
You got to be standing on your tiptoes when you're a judge for your head to reach over the stand there, the podium.
Well, not your tiptoes, yes, but your tip holes as well.
I think your mic is messed up.
Is my mic messed up?
Not your good mic, but your other mic, I think.
Do you hear a grinding noise in the background?
There was a grinding noise. There was.
Okay, that's my dog chewing on an antler. I'm going to take this away from him.
You got Diego an antler, right?
I got Diego. Yeah. I got Diego an antler.
It's a
reindeer antler. It's Christmas themed. It's from Pet Value.
Ah, right. So that's the topic of the day. Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
The birth of our Lord Jesus Christ was on Christmas.
Yes, it is the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. We are a Calvinist podcast, so we are going to, of course, honor the birth of old Buddy Boy. This baby, we're going to ripen him up about 33 years. You know, we're going to slaughter this motherfucker. And this guy... Can you believe this deal? Can you believe this deal we're getting? All the sins. Gone away forever. All you gotta do is accept that guy just did it for the sins, and then you're done. You know, you can do whatever. You can fuck a cow. You can, like, jizz on your uncle. You can, like, take a knife to a communist baby. And, you know, nothing will happen because you accept this sacrificial babe. This little sacrificial babe right here. The Lamb of God,
Jesus
named
was a
so for his
baby?
blood sacrifice.
Did you just say Jesus was a communist baby?
I'm saying, like, if you take a knife to a little communist baby, like, so many people did in Vietnam.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Vietnam.
Those babies were communists, though, so they had to take them out.
What? Huh?
You know, in Vietnam, all the communist babies.
Anyway, we're taking our boy, our little bub, Baby J, and we're ripening him up, you said.
Mm-hmm.
What did you mean by that?
Well, see, in order for Jesus to become the sin machine, he needs to absorb a lot of sins. That's why he needs to hang out with, the sex workers and the thieves.
But
he's got to absorb all them sins and become the sin balloon.
Don't you really think that Jesus was an alien?
No, I don't think Jesus was an alien. I do think that God has one big sperm that is iridescent, and he just shoved that shit into Mary. And that was Jesus.
I think you can get like something like that at FYE.
Woo! I've got my big iridescent sperm. I'm going to take it to Coachella, which is online this year.
Oh, shit. Is it? Who's headlining?
I don't know who's headlining.
Is it Rage Against the Machine, but we play quiet now because Sony told us to?
What was the name of Tom Morello's sensitive guitar political project? I think it was called The Night Watchman.
The Night Watchman. But California is dark. Yeah, I had that album. I downloaded it. It was weird and not great.
Mm-hmm.
I would give it 5 stars out of 10.
Oh man, they're the best podcast bit to shout out another. The Trillbillies did centrist Zach De La Roca recently, and that shit had me.
Isn't Rage like? Weren't they being like, wear a mask, vote for Biden?
Yeah, but that's the direction of all bands that tend to radicalism but end up needing money to justify their lifestyles. I don't know. I'm sure Zach De La Roca doesn't live poorly. I don't know how Zach De La Roca lives. I can't ascribe any attitude towards him.
Yeah, he lives in a
Tom
monastery.
Morello's a Harvard grad.
Yeah, he lives in a monastery.
Zach De La Roca lives in a monastery?
Yeah, he does not use money.
Zach De La Roca.
The real deal, man.
He renounced Mammon a long time ago.
Yeah.
That motherfucker prays to like the angry rap god for 17 hours a day.
Yeah, dude, he only eats sweet potatoes that he grows in his backpack.
Yes.
It's really, great for him.
It's amazing. these sweet potatoes he reads gentle poetry to as well. He have you ever heard Zach De La Rocha like read really gentle Emily Dickinson like poetry in like just a whisper quiet voice to his sweet potatoes?
Do you know any Emily Dickinson?
I don't.
You need a second to pull some up?
How doth the quiet light breach the slant of light when you find your sweet potato each? The yams and my cousin. Very quiet, Zach De La Rocha. Yeah. And now, so I'm not. We shouldn't pilfer a Trillbillies bit. Go watch that episode, whichever one it is.
Well, we're just doing a topical twist.
It's a topical twist. It's the new segment on House of Decline. It's a topical twist.
Where we
what's topical in the news today?
Well, let's take someone else's bit and do it slightly different.
Okay, we're gonna do someone else's bit. What's a good bit? We're gonna do all of those Tina Fey blackface bits from 30 Rock, but way better.
Ooh.
We're going to convey that.
Is it blackface if you're playing a white person doing blackface?
If a black man is a white man playing a black man?
So, no, what we're going to do is there's going to be a movie of the making of 30 Rock. Right? And someone's going to have to play Tina Fey in blackface.
Tina Fey wasn't in blackface. Jane Krakowski was in blackface.
Oh, so we're going to have to hire someone to play Jane Krakowski.
Also, John Hamm was in blackface once. Who are we going to get to play John Hamm? A piece of ham.
Yeah, who would be able to play John Hamm?
Who else is as John Hamsome?
I
like we should just have we have movies where celebrity Elijah Wood is John Hamm. He's on he's on short little stilts. He has a lot of chin putty.
Yeah, they should get what's the kid's name? Harry Potter?
They should get Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, he's the same guy as Elijah Wood. They have the same life.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe. They're the same guy, same life. They're fantasy boys. They're little fantasy twinks.
That must be fun. It must be fun to be a fantasy twink.
I will. Oh man, that's my fantasy. Is to be a fantasy twink.
You really? You want to be like the guy that played Link in Zelda, the movie?
There was a Zelda the movie?
No, I'm saying that there will be once Nintendo.
I think they.
Decides to. Nintendo's already sold out enough to make a fucking Super Nintendo world.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some Zelda movies coming up.
I think there has been talk of a Netflix deal.
Oh.
Hold on, vamp for 1 second. I need to hide this thing from my dog in order to end the grinding noise.
Well, I haven't noticed any grinding noise, but I did notice that your camera on your computer just sort of fell behind the desk, and I can now see underneath your desk, and I'm seeing all kinds of interesting things down there. Several origami used condoms, that is, condoms that you have used and then played with to turn into origami. I see a seahorse origami used condom. I see a starfish origami used condom. And I see various crumbs, Fritos, honey twisted barbecue Fritos. They're honey twisted, and they're barbecue Fritos. I get the family.
Well, you see, the condom's got to get rigid before I turn them into origami. So you gotta, it's like a curing house for various cured meats. Only it's cum and used condoms. We aged the condom origami for 3 years.
Yeah, that's very. There's very French art.
Yes, the French adopted it.
Yeah.
Because it was from. Because you know how there's like that in the 19th century, in the late 19th century, there was the Japonais style in France, right? Claude Debussy even borrowed a lot of his harmonic. Yes, Claude Debussy.
Debussy?
I get up in Debussy. That's a Family Guy joke. His sense of harmony was very influenced by the pentatonic melodies that he heard at World's Fair in Japan. I mean, in Paris. And so and also from Indonesian gamelan as well. So there was a general obsession with Asian culture among the bougie class in late 19th century France. So that's where we get the origami from. And then the cum part was the French.
Oh, the cum part was... Okay.
See, that's cultural appropriation, but that's cultural fusion.
I like World's Fair. Can we do another World's Fair?
That's what we've really been missing, is a World's Fair.
I think we've been missing it.
Like a really good World's Fair.
Where we could show off all the new technology that we've developed as nation states. Like, I think Russia has a microwave gun that they've been using on diplomats. It's been happening more and more. American diplomats are complaining of like ear-splitting headaches and a strange noise coming out of nowhere, and then they like throw up blood, and then their eyes bleed, and then their brains leak out their noses. Maybe that's just like the
atmosphere. That's the atmosphere of Russia. That's not.
It was happening in Cuba though, and it was like only diplomats by like the Russian embassy, and I think the Russians have a microwave gun.
That's pretty cool. I'm sure if the Russians have a microwave gun, the Americans have a microwave gun.
No,
we know the Americans.
I don't think so. I think we don't have a microwave gun, and we have nuclear-powered drones that fly like Star Wars spaceships. Yeah, baby.
Star Wars is a lot more sinister when they're nukes. You know, they never show. What if, like, in all of Star Wars, they were just using nukes the whole time and everyone has horrible radiation burns? I mean, I guess that's the point of Starship Troopers, where it's like
the Empire has to start somehow, and we're doing it now. Did you see the new Guardians poster? So in the
Guardians, Space Force.
In Space Force, Trump put up this piece of propaganda, and in Space Force, there's going to be Guardians.
Branding it like a Marvel movie, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's awesome.
I mean, the symbol it's very much the Star Trek symbol.
Yeah, he's combining
which is funny
all the
because
best
Star Trek
stuff.
Star Trek is a utopian communist vision of the future.
Yeah, I'm coming
out
Guardians as pro-Trump 2024. Bring the Space Force back. Mission to Mars. Red Dead Redemption.
Space Force. We're gonna kick Mars in the nuts.
Yeah.
We won't have sad little robots on Mars. We'll have angry men on Mars.
Well, I do think when Trump runs again, it's gonna be on something like Biden destroyed the military. He did it. It's destroyed again. I mean, I can build it back.
No, Biden. He won't be able to run on that because Biden's gonna start a fucking war. I guarantee it. I guarantee Biden's going to start a fucking war.
You guarantee. It's your French guarantee.
I guarantee. I'm not politically savvy, but if not a war, he's going to start a costly and stupid police action.
Yeah, well, that's what the one and the same, buddy.
Yeah.
That's how it has to be. It's an action. It's a military action. Otherwise, Congress would have its nuts cut off once again. Oh, punked. Congress got punked.
Yeah, Biden has more or less said so many, many times that, hey, Jack, we plan to reassert ourselves on the world stage. You know, Obama-style, like, pseudo-covert international meddling in places like Yemen.
He better not, if he knows what's good for him. If he wants to win, he better not.
Maybe. Maybe we need another. Maybe we just need one win. We just need one win.
I think what he's going to do is do a bunch of horrible shit and then use Facebook and Google to censor it so we don't find out.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro.
You really think the Dem establishment is that dialed in with Facebook and Google?
Yeah, he's appointed Facebook and Google people to, like, high up government, like, stuff. I'll have to find it. Let me see. Hold, please, while I search.
Well, that's the weird thing about Facebook is, like, they get just as much right-wing money as they get left-wing money. It's sort of like...
Yeah, Facebook likes whoever's in power. Facebook tends to like whoever's in power.
But, they're always courting Facebook. Facebook is the belle of the ball because it is the information control. And so everyone needs to suck up to it. Yeah, so I don't think you can, like... I think Google, you could say, is more reliably, like, Democrat-leaning. I don't know. I don't think any of these Like you said, they like whoever's in power and whoever won't hinder their economic growth in any serious way. That is their concern above all else. Beyond morality, beyond all else, it's just about the money. These crooks, these goddamn crooks, all of them out there. Yeah. Worshipping mammon.
Well, we don't want too many
fucking their mothers.
We don't want too many Facebook and Google appointees. These are people Biden is appointing that are currently working for Facebook and Google, like on like security departments and stuff. Like, it's not great. And since we're bringing this antitrust legislation against Facebook and Google, now's not a good time to appoint Facebook and Google people into the government.
Yeah. I like how everyone is very excited. Haha, Ajit Pai is getting out of the FCC. Now welcome 1,000 Google stooges.
Have they announced who the FCC guy is going to be?
I don't know. But hopefully, I mean, that's the one thing, at least net neutrality is going to be a thing again. Google doesn't benefit from anti-net neutrality. Facebook doesn't benefit from it.
It's true. We get net neutrality back. We get being able to say whatever you want online. Yeah, except maybe not. Yeah. Except maybe not.
Well,
Twitter
probably not.
Facebook doesn't let you. Yeah, they don't let you say whatever you want anymore. I can't say horrible, inflammatory things. I can't.
Twitter's always been.
I can't.
I mean, people are pretty quick to report on Twitter. So
I want to deny science.
It's easy.
I love denying science. It's fun.
Science denial. This is Jerry Vile Science Denial. It's with your host Jerry Vile, and today we're talking about evolution.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. This is my guest, Hank Gregory Stump.
You can't prove it. You can't prove it.
Mr. Stump, you have a PhD in science denial.
I sure as hell do. From University of Virginia at Tennessee.
And Mr. Stump, what can you say about the fraud Charles Darwin?
All right, Charles Darwin. You think fraud. You think frog. You think how did man come from a frog? 'Cause it's a fraud. I tell you. It's as simple as God created us, and that's what happened 6,000 years ago. Why do you have to keep asking questions? I just told you, and I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor of 3 kinds of things. Science, religion, and also administration at the University of West Virginia, Tennessee, the separate Utah campus.
That's 3 doctors. We should be calling you Doctor Henry Gregory Stump. Doctor. If Jill Biden, if Dr. Jill Biden, otherwise known as Cookie, otherwise known as Hot Lips, otherwise known as Grand Lady, if she were into denying science, she'd be on the show. But she's into allying with science, which is my nickname for Joe Biden.
Science was basically made up by 1 or 2 guys in Germany in the Nazis' time.
Nazis, and they use science.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want to be associated with? Is the Nazis?
You want to be associated with the Nazis? Those science users?
Is that who you want? Is that because that's who used science?
They use the most science, in fact. That's why we brought all of them over here to do more science.
You know who used the second most science? The second most user of science? Stalin.
Who used?
It was Stalin.
Stalin.
Yeah.
It was Stalin. It was the commies.
Third most, Mao.
Mao was a scientist.
Top 3 science users.
Those were the top 3 scientists were Hitler, Mao, and Stalin. All of them scientists. Yes. We don't like them here.
Yeah. That's
high
why.
Body count from science. We're denying.
That's why we only accept rumor and what's the other thing we use?
Conjecture. Rumor, conjecture,
myth,
fictions,
myth,
yeah. Intuition.
Street smarts.
Vibes.
Street smarts.
Street smarts.
Yeah.
No more. We're going to replace science with street smarts. That's what we need to do. You can no longer get STEM PhDs. You can get street smarts PhDs.
Street smarts is a good name for like a candy, you know?
Okay, street. What would be in the Street Smarts candy?
Like, it would be like a sour candy, like Smarties, but these are Street Smarts.
Oh, you would brand them to. They would be urban candy.
Yes,
urban themed candy.
I want to go to Smarties and be like, okay, enough of this Easter Sunday la-di-da frilly hat wearing Smarties. We're going with Street Smarts, and it's cool.
Yeah,
cool
enough of your
urban.
bonnet wearing Kentucky Derby wilting dowager fucking shit. We're gonna make the goddamn Wu-Tang Clan of fucking sweet tarts.
Yeah.
These fucking things. I don't know what's popular. Wu-Tang Clan isn't old. We're gonna make the trippy red of fucking sweet
Well, you
tarts.
think Sweet Tarts would sue Smarties if Smarties came out with Street Smarts?
Okay, so Smarties in America are those terrible, like, chalky candies that you get in a tube, right?
Yeah, the tubular little tablets of sour chalk.
In Canada, the things that we call Smarties are actually pretty good.
Those
They're
are
like
M&Ms.
M&Ms, but they taste better.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've been to Canada. I've had your Smarties. They don't taste better than M&Ms.
Okay, well, we would just have to agree to disagree on this. I find that phrase to be trite. I don't like the phrase "agree to disagree."
I like it.
It seems like
I like
it's,
I like it. I guess. I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree on whether.
You're forcing me to agree to this.
I like the
I
fucking
disagree.
phrase.
That's someone convincing someone to have sex. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to agree to disagree, which means we agree. So,
Yeah, that's how it works every time. Works every time I ever tried it.
yeah, that was Dustin Hoffman's move.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman came out relatively unscathed from Me Too.
Well,
I haven't seen him in any movies, but I'm sure
Yeah.
he's doing fine.
sure. I mean, that, it just means his legacy has been tarnished. And these guys are people who are famous. That's all they care about is their legacy, because they want their fame to extend throughout time. That's the desire for fame. Is that people will speak
Has
of you.
any like artist or media person foundational to your personality or that you hold very dear, have they been canceled for any reason?
That I hold
Because I was thinking
very
about
dear?
it Yeah. I was thinking about it today, and it's like I didn't care about like Louis C.K. enough to like not instantly discard him, or like I don't care about Michael Jackson or R. Kelly. It like didn't hurt when I found out about those things the way, because sometimes you see people, they find out about those things and they're so attached to those media figures that they get bummed out about it, which is
Yeah.
a very funny emotion to have. Oh no, the guy I liked raped a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That happened to me when I heard that Michael J. Fox says a lot of swear words. I was like, no, that can't be true. No, come on.
He's such a good guy.
Doc,
He's such a good guy.
What the
not,
fuck is-
not MJ.
what the fuck is up your asshole, Doc? That's more...
Doc! Doc! Your mother's a fucking cunt, Doc! We gotta go back in time to shove you back up your mother's cunt, Doc!
Marty, what are you saying that for? Is he dead?
Marty!
Does Lloyd...
I'm gonna shit all over your teeth, Marty!
Christopher Lloyd, is he dead?
He's alive.
Oh
He's
my
still
God.
kicking. Yeah, no one... I mean, David Bowie fucked a 14-year-old, but David Bowie never got canceled.
The
David
14-year-old...
Bowie is
It
not.
was rave reviews from the 14-year-old, though, I thought.
Laura, yeah, but he still can't, you know. He can't, you know. Even if you got like a 5-star underage sex review, you still can't do the underage sex. Some people just like totally escaped all that shit. Like Steven Tyler, they were all underage.
Yeah,
for
most
a while.
musicians get a
I call it
pass.
Riverdaleing. They were
Yeah.
all doing a Riverdale.
Most
for a
musicians
while.
get a pass. I'm sorry. It's just
Yeah.
what we decided as a culture. We can't go after everyone. It's a lot of work to cancel everyone.
There's a lot of headaches, and we like Led Zeppelin. Okay.
Yeah. And people like classic rock, and they like singing about big dicks and Squeeze My Lemon. I'm Led Zeppelin. Squeeze My Lemon. Hello. This is normal. Our
That's
song
lemons. That's what my testicles are exactly like.
What
lemons.
the fuck do we think Squeeze My Lemon is about? Our dumbass society.
Maybe,
Whiplash.
Maybe it turns out, who did they steal that song from? Did they steal it from Leadbelly? Who did they steal it from? They stole it from some blues musician.
Yeah, and then they kicked him down a flight of stairs and...
But the problem is he was describing his testicles as lemons because they were severely inflamed due to testicular cancer. We could have saved that guy. He was describing horribly jaundiced, inflamed testicles.
I'll tell you, I did not want to believe that Lance Armstrong should be canceled. I thought that was a travesty.
Yeah, I think everyone else was doped up, so it was fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he had one testicle.
He's my hero.
He was married to Sheryl Crow.
I love him so much. I love him
really?
so much. Yeah, I love Lance Armstrong. Did you love Lance?
Really?
Yeah, I was pissed.
Like, genuinely?
I was watching Tour de France, like, every summer.
Wow. Whoa. I didn't know this about that you had a brief stint as a bicycling enthusiast.
Yeah, I was not, like, that invested, but I was like, fuck yeah, Lance Armstrong has won it 7 times in a row, and now they're taking them all away?
All of them.
Just because he had a whole bunch of drugs. He was doing a whole bunch of drugs and forcing a bunch of other people to do drugs and like enforcing a code of silence and threatening to hurt people if they didn't do the drugs just because of that?
Well, you know. Hey, they all needed to be big, beefy bicycle boys.
Yeah.
You know? I like the idea of, like, Lance Armstrong. I like the idea of him being like, your quads, are they ropey enough? Are they ropey enough, Jacques? Yeah. Oh, no, Monsieur Armstrong, do not inject me with steroids again.
He comes over and he's, like, feeling your muscles really intensely and being like, these don't seem big enough.
Looking you directly in the eye. I want them to feel like just tree trunks. I want them to feel like a bunch of baseball bats held together with binder twine.
Yeah.
It's nothing right now, Jean-Luc. No, Monsieur Armstrong, you are making me feel all body dysmorphia. No.
That was really when the U.S. Post Office started its decline, because he was like they were a sponsor of him, and when the U.S. bike team has been destroyed because of that, and the Post Office was heavily invested in them. And that's who we should blame for why I'm not getting my fucking packages. I ordered a bidet for my asshole to make it sparkling clean. I got the bleach one where you can bleach your asshole every time you poop. Have you seen that? It's great. You can use store bleach.
What?
Yeah, you can use store-bought bleach. I'm just squirting bleach in my asshole. It's great. The skin is peeling.
Have I mentioned before the thing that I want is an attachment for your asshole that's like that makes the Play-Doh shapes? That's the thing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want the star one. Do you have to insert it?
No, you wouldn't have to insert it. It would be
like a belt.
It would be like it would be like a suction cup and a funnel and a tube situation.
Yeah.
An adjustable rack.
I want a prosthetic attachment so that I can insert confetti into the sperm duct. Right at the
end. Surprise!
Yeah. Just once a year, on their birthday.
Oh my God, can you imagine your partner? What did they die of? 1,000 paper cuts in their uterus. I thought it would be festive.
What else is fun to do? What else is fun to do? Hide Christmas gifts up your ass.
Hiding Christmas gifts. We have a lot of tubular gifts this Christmas.
You got Pringles and tennis balls again. The only way I can hide these gifts. That's the only way I can hide these gifts. We live in such a small apartment. You're gonna.
That's what they get. That's what we get every year. Just Pringles and tennis balls, and occasionally a baguette.
Cucumber.
And it has Nutella on it. Yeah.
Cucumber for Easter.
What, you mean your family didn't do Easter cucumber?
You put salt on it.
Yeah, it really wipes away the stink of Dad's ass. You've never had dad cured Easter cucumber. You're not living. You haven't lived the good Calvinist lifestyle. You haven't been the good Lord Bird.
Oh yeah, you were watching the new show about John Brown, the good Lord Bird.
John Brown,
starring
good Lord Bird.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. It's good.
So what happens? Does the Civil War happen, or does it not do that?
He does the Civil War.
Well, no,
the
because
Civil
he
War.
died before the Civil War.
Yeah.
He died before it.
Ethan Hawke incites the Civil War by being very annoying.
Is he annoying?
That is.
Oh no.
No, well, the show is actually good because I have made some cursory examination of John Brown's history, and he was a weird, unpleasant, annoying guy. And according to most, he was a hero. He was absolutely a hero. I would go so far. And hero is a stupid term, and it's reductive. But as someone who I believe did pretty much objective good for the world and inspired people to do good, I think you could call him that. But he was also just a fucked up dude. And I think that's what's also great about his character is like you can be a deeply unpleasant and weird and strange person and still, rise above that to do something great. And Ethan Hawke plays him as such. Ethan Hawke plays him as, fanatical and unlikable and quick to anger and, very flawed. But also the show is firmly on John Brown's side, which is nice. They didn't do a both sides lib thing. Although its portrayal of Frederick Douglass is pretty weird as well. Frederick Douglass is played by Daveed Diggs from Hamilton/Clipping fame. And I like Clipping. I don't like Hamilton so much. But they portray Frederick Douglass is kind of like a lib who's like, we cannot support this violence.
Really?
Oh,
yeah, I think Frederick Douglass said something like that, though.
I think it might be I mean, the show is obviously exaggerated for historical effect, I could see people taking umbrage with that depiction of Douglas.
I think he said something like that, but then I think he revised it. I don't remember. I think he may have said a couple of things about him, though. Breaking news. The United States is going to give the vaccine to essential workers before elderly people.
Good.
I don't know about that.
Don't need the elderly. Don't need them for the economy. Drains.
I don't agree with this. I think they should give it to the old people first.
Why? Because the other thing is obvious eugenics?
Because the old people are the ones who could die. The younger...
Yes. But they're a burden on Social Security, and they don't make the money.
Oh, I guess it's a money game.
It's a money game. It's all about the dollars. It's all about the cents.
Now
you gotta follow the money. You follow the drugs, you get nothing. You follow the pussy, you get nothing. You follow the little the snail trail left by you.
Everyone in power. It's a money thing. It's falling into place now.
It's all a money game. I figured it out. It's all about the cash. It was never about the amusement park dreams. It was all about the cash.
Why shouldn't older people get it first? I think they should.
Because they don't produce. They are burdens.
But they're the ones who's dying, and the doctors still have to try to save them.
Yes, but those doctors are essential. So,
lame.
You don't put on your oxygen mask on your kid first, That's what I'm saying. Even if your kid is just blue in the face.
We're not talking about giving the kids the vaccine. God.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
You don't put it on you don't put it on your infirm grandma sitting next to you on the plane. You put it on yourself first. Even if your grandma is gasping at you, tears in her eyes, saying, "Please, I'm dying." Don't. She doesn't know anything. She's stupid. That's why she's old. Well, and that's how America treats its elderly.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's how the West treats the elderly.
We got to figure out a better way to treat the elderly. What do you think? We should put them all inside a big warehouse with no beds and a concrete floor?
Yeah, we put them in here's what we do.
Give them each a sheet.
We eminent domain one of those gigantic Bass Pro Shops pyramids. And that's where all of them live now. You just go into the pyramid, and it becomes, the glass tomb. And that's where you go once you're 70. And we force you to go to the glass tomb. We could have done 65, but we were generous.
Yeah, so thank us for our generosity. Yeah. So when you reach 70, you go into a pyramid, and you
go into a Bass Pro Shops pyramid.
And you don't come out, and all we give you is a single sheet. We take all your clothes and money and glasses from you, so you're just naked except for one single sheet, and you wander the corridors of a giant
and there's food around. You'll find food on the floor. They're drops. Just like in video games, you'll find like a hamburger on the floor. That's what you get.
I found a great hamburger store that I want to go to. It's in Wisconsin. It's a 5-hour drive. It's called Kops. Okay. It's called Kops with a K. Kopps. Kops. They've been making hamburgers for 93 years. It's in Wisconsin.
It's a lot of years.
I really want to go, even though it's a 5-hour drive, and they have a double burger with 3 pieces of cheese. And they got frozen custard and mirrors on the walls. So you can look at yourself in your ugly fat glory as you order 3 double cheeseburgers, each one with 3 pieces of cheese. Wisconsin American cheese. That's the good stuff.
Cheese.
The Wisconsin American cheese is like a little bigger, a little thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Japanese white bread of cheese.
Maybe we could marry the two somehow.
Yeah. Oh my God. We gotta get some Japanese Wisconsinites over there.
Oh yeah,
domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
That's in it's in Fargo.
Oh.
Remember? Oh, I'm so sorry. I slept with your wife. Remember?
I like the idea of wait, which Fargo? Which scene in Fargo?
No, that's the movie Fargo. The very first scene of the
movie Fargo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Margie, I just love her. I'm so sorry.
Margie.
I'm so sorry.
I like the idea of Wisconsinite anime, Wisconsinite weeaboo.
Yo, dude.
I really like Naruto.
You know it's happening. Let's go. Let's go to Wisconsin. You know what's happening on the streets of Wisconsin. There's because the gaming shop has closed and the boys don't have any place to sit their fat butts and play Warhammer and Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game. They're just out on the streets.
Yu-Gi-Oh still popular? You have activated my trap card.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is hella popular, dude.
Is it still popular?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
How do you know? I
got my ear to the ground.
How do you gauge? You got your ear to the Yu-Gi-Oh ground?
Yeah. I follow them all.
What are these Yu-Gi-Oh players telling you?
I follow them all on social media. Well, first of all, they're telling me that the election was a fraud and that Donald Trump is still the president and he's going to be president on January 21st. You heard it here first.
We have activated his trap card.
You heard it here first. Actually, maybe you didn't hear it here first. Yeah, I think we should become a Biden, Donald Trump conspiracy podcast. Oh, no.
I don't believe in any conspiracies. What conspiracies do I believe in? All of the conspiracies I believe in actually happened, like Gladio.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Building 7 collapsed due to neglect.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. No one can...
Building 7 wasn't going to collapse, but then a guy who was just mad at 9/11, hit a keystone of the building when he was like, phooey, 9/11's happening.
Anger,
and he
anger
kicked
punch.
the bottom of the building.
I'm going to anger punch this cinder block, and oh no.
Yeah, a crack appeared, like Ice Age, and the whole building came down, and we can blame Giuseppe for that.
Well, in another 30 years, and everyone in America is going to be so fucking stupid that we could just be like, oh, Hulk did it. Hulk smashed it. He was real.
Hulk did Building 7.
It was Hulk.
As the world blurs between fiction and reality. Did you ever see the movie Millennium Actress?
No.
It's an anime by Satoshi Kon, and it sort of features an actress recounting her life in film, but also confusing things that happened in movies with things in her life, which actually does happen to, older, infirm, dementia-ridden actors. It's also, in Sunset Boulevard, I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. She's confusing reality with fantasy. And it feels like that's happening to us on a collective level.
Yeah.
Like, we've all just started we're all ready for our close-up, Mr. DeMille. We've just sort of started going into that level of comfort where, as you said, the Hulk did Building 7, all of the MCU is just going to become the regular universe.
I hope not. It's happened with war movies. Like, I think we've seen war movies have an influence on people in the military in a fucked up way.
Like, I don't know, what's a war movie that convinced people to go into Top Gun? Convinced a huge amount of people to go into the Air Force.
Yeah, well, the war movies are like sort of how we indicate how we perceive the soldiers, and it's engaging in a feedback loop with them. And that feedback loop started in the 50s.
Yeah.
And, with all the World War II movies.
Yeah, Audie Murphy movies.
And that has continued, through... Yeah. Now we're in... And it's the Marvel movies, too. I mean, the Marvel movie... Like, take a look and find out how many people in the military are connected to Marvel movies. You won't have to search for very long before you find many connections.
Mm-hmm.
It's all just
I guess those are war movies. Like, what's the last war movie? Like, Fury by David Ayer that I can think of? What was another one?
Yeah, they've stopped
I guess
doing...
Dunkirk.
They've stopped doing as many of the war movies, but Mark Wahlberg was doing some of that same stuff. The government has been really letting us down with their movie making. Like,
see, that's what's funny about the Avengers is they aren't war movies. They're police action movies. The Avengers keep doing police action without the permissions of Congress. So, and when they said, "Hey, you guys have to get permission from Congress," Captain America's like, "No." Captain America is really like Bush level neocon interventionism, but it's justified in the Marvel world because it's an existential nightmare of monsters constantly.
I think that the Marvel movies are generally like have a really weird ideology about governing and the right of the majority of people. They're like the rights of the majorities. It's like,
they're politically monstrous if you bother to think about them a little, like even a little. Right from the get-go, I think I've mentioned before that the Iron Man movie, like the arc of the movie is that he realizes that terrorists are using Stark weapons, so then he builds a more effective weapon. Mm-hmm. Which is that's not the lesson. You stop making weapons. He builds like the most efficient energy source in the world that will end poverty and hunger, but also powers the most powerful weapon in the world.
I think we've done that. I think the United States has done. We have a fusion reactor that works really well that we could deploy everywhere and solve energy crises and not have to use fossil fuels nearly as much, and that we're just not doing it. That's my conspiracy.
Iron Man is the cruelty of capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, he takes credit for stopping Thanos, like an Elon Musk, when it was the work of all those gals.
What, like in Hidden Figures?
Hidden Figures, exactly.
Hidden Figures. You see that?
There was a bunch of black women doing calculations for Tony Stark, and you never saw them. You never saw them.
Why don't we make that into a comic book, and then and then Disney has to make that into a fucking movie?
They're already.
That's how it works these days. You don't write screenplays anymore. You have to write a fucking comic book first, and then maybe it'll get made into a movie.
That's what you got to do. And even so, you have to write several comic books because they take elements of several different comic books and mash them together for movies.
Yeah. Because they don't really have writers. They have like 3-year-olds who do they do glue projects. That's how the executives write movies these days. Is they have their kids, and they give their kids. They print it out on little pieces of paper, and then they have the kids glue each plot point in order, and then that's how they decide the movie. It's random that way. It's kind of like a John Cage composition.
It's a very advanced process.
Yeah, it's like a found music. You know that genre.
Yeah, where you just, oh look, I found a cassette on the street. All right, has some weird noises on it.
Yeah.
I will appropriate this for my own work.
It's so Cagean.
I found this music, hence found music.
I want to be the first. I want to be the first person to play John Cage's 4 minutes and 33 seconds for Congress.
I'm going to do the loudest version of 433 possible.
It'd be fun to do it for Congress, and then Congress being like, that wasn't anything. And I'd be like, yeah, it was the sound of you guys doing nothing.
I like the idea of Obama being so square that he has a very negative reaction to 433. What the fuck was that? That was a bunch of bullshit. I didn't care for that. That's like when I read Foucault to get pussy.
Obama has the worst taste of anyone in America.
Obama liked the good Lord Bird.
Yeah, well, Obama just likes whatever's new.
He likes prestige TV.
He sucks. He's not my hero. He's my anti-hero.
Who is Barry? Who is Barry?
Do you think he still controls the country?
No.
Secretly?
I think he controls Netflix, which is, in a way, controlling the country.
Didn't the Republicans say in at the end of 2016 that Obama was going to declare martial law and become a dictator?
Yeah. That would have been funny if that happened.
It's funny that both sides say the exact same things now each time, and it's very funny because that's what they were saying about Obama, and so naturally we're saying it about Trump.
Yeah, but there was nothing about Obama that would make him seem like he was a dictator, except for all being an American president, where they all preside over, massive covert death of brown people millions of miles away. That's kind of dictatorial when you think about it. But in each case, they all could do it. All of the presidents could have done a coup. Could you imagine, except maybe Carter, that fuck. Could you imagine the Gerald Ford coup? We're going to send the tanks down into Virginia.
Oh, I'm Gerald Ford. That's my joke.
Nixon could have cooed. Why didn't Nixon coup? I wish Nixon cooed. Much more, and then we would have escaped from New York, but in reality.
Well, supposedly the tanky position is that Nixon was set up by the CIA. And that the CIA did Watergate.
The CIA did Watergate because Nixon was getting buddy-buddy with Mao?
I don't know. I can't follow. They love the CIA now. Some tankies I saw on Twitter.
Tankies love the CIA
Twitter,
now?
tankies love Nixon.
Tankies love Nixon.
Yeah, they hate.
What?
They think that the CIA set up Nixon, and they think Nixon was like a Stalinist, a secret Stalinist.
Well, maybe he was. Maybe old Tricky Dick.
Nah, man.
Was Red Dick.
He was bad. He was doing bad stuff to Vietnam.
Yeah, he was. I don't know. I don't know much about Nixon's presidency other than the fact that, except for all the weirdly good stuff that happened under Nixon's presidency, like the EPA.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember it. What are other things? I feel like segregation drastically increased under him, or am I wrong about that?
LBJ directly
I feel like
before
because
him.
of the
He continued it. I think he continued working with. He didn't try to repeal the Civil Rights Act. I don't think.
No, but it was under Nixon that busing became one of those big. I'm not talking about segregation in the the overt. We have to send in the National Guard because Orville Faubus is being a dick. I'm talking about the more systemic taxation. That famous old Lee Atwater quote where you say the N-word, and then it doesn't work anymore, so you have to start talking about taxes.
Yeah.
Where that was really the policy that was driven by Nixon, especially in the form of the busing debate, where busing became the code word for okay, how are we going to agitate centrist white people about black people. I think busing was even like the issue with Joe Biden. That's like from where the quote, I don't want my kids growing up in a jungle, a racial jungle.
Yeah, Joe Biden said that.
Oh man, I love racial jungle where there's just a bunch of like Asian dudes and Latino people just hanging out in the trees and we're all just chilling. Racial jungle sounds great. I don't know. That sounds delightful. We should all hope to live in a racial jungle.
I would love to. I was thinking about it might be nice to live in like a nice warm jungle. It's like, kind of rainy but warm all the time. It's never that dark. It doesn't get dark at 4.
Yeah. Somewhere near the equator.
Yeah. I'd love to live. It's really too bad that, in 50 years the equator is going to be too hot for anyone to live on.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and all the vegetation will burn.
Yeah. It'll be a Christmas on the equator, 105 degrees and on fire.
Yeah, that's I always had that idea for a science fiction universe where like the Earth gets split in half because the equator becomes an impassable like heat belt. So they have to construct a tunnel under the heat belt.
I went down, down, down. But the flames
but the north and south hemispheres turn into completely different places, like evolution diverges drastically as a result of it, as the heat belt expands.
A ring of fire.
And so it will be a metaphor for the oppression of the global south.
Yeah.
Because I'm a smart guy.
You think Australia will miss that band of fire, or were they going to get caught in it? I can't tell.
Only the tippy top of Australia.
The tippy toppers.
Only the tippy top. All the Indonesians are going to get caught in it, and they're going to move from the tippy top down to Queensland, down to New South Wales, all the way down to Tasmania. It's the Tasmanians' problem now. All the Indonesians.
That would be crazy if all the Indonesians moved to Australia.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that very much. Australians are racist.
Maybe they could set up a big wall shaped like a kidney bean.
We're going to rebuild the Great Coral Reef. We're going to make it jut out of the water 16 feet. Keep the Indonesians out. Indonesians famously hate coral. They can't stand
We'll shoot poison dots at them from the top of the wall. I can't do Australian.
We're worried about the Indonesians, but all the Papua New Guineans are here now. Oh no, we didn't prepare for them. Yeah. Dumb, racist Australians. Boggans, they call them. Poida.
Well,
as Eric Bana played.
I would love to... What I would love to do is, right as the world is cracking in half, to just sort of sneak onto one of these billionaires' cargo planes off to their estate on New Zealand, and then live there parasite style, like in their basement.
Hell, you can just parasite in anybody's house. I walk through rich neighborhoods and just consider parasiting.
I would love to parasite some really nice people, live in their basement, become a ghost that lives in their house.
Yeah. There's actually there were a lot of movies, horror movies, about like the twist is the thing is in the walls. There's been a man inside of the house and he's been living in the crawl space.
Yeah,
there's a movie called The Boy where that's the twist is someone's living in the crawl space.
I would love to do that and haunt like a little child.
Yeah.
Just like whisper horrible things.
Let's make parasiting a meme like planking was.
Yeah. Long
everyone's parasiting now, sneaking into rich houses and just living there.
Well, it'd be fun to parasite Jeff Bezos and see what kind of weird dates he goes on. I think he's single now.
I think Jeff Bezos, the weirdest thing about him is that he has the Shino Ballo machine like in The Simpsons, and he polishes his head with it.
For his head. Did you see his ex-wife gave away like $4 billion?
Yeah, good old Mackenzie Bezos.
She's awesome.
She's cool.
House
That's
of Decline
a really
listener of the week, Mackenzie Bezos.
Yeah, Mackenzie listens to this podcast. She's up there.
Yeah, she could win our sweepstakes. Listener. What was our sweepstakes again?
So you travel with us to Japan to go to Super Nintendo World with Mackenzie Bezos.
Yes. I thought I was thinking about deli meat. I can't remember.
That's a really long game of like charity, because like Mackenzie Bezos has now she's done way more for good deeds. I don't know what she donated to. It's possible
she donated
it's just another.
Universities that have never had major donors before. So it's a bunch of...
That's actually really fucking... That's
second
really
tier,
cool,
second
actually.
tier local colleges that no one pays attention to. She donated to like 80 of them. It was their biggest, for all of them, the biggest donation they'd ever received.
That's actually pretty cool.
You go, girl.
It's hard to be cynical. I mean, it's easy to be cynical about the system that would ever allow this much money to be accumulated by one person. But if it has to be this way, that's a pretty good way to subvert it, because that act actually does make education more accessible to... hypothetically, if the universities use the donation right by offering scholarships and such, if they don't, and just spend it all on new scoreboards, then it's, worth less than nothing.
80
but.
Universities just got football teams. Yes!
Yeah!
Yes!
New football uniforms for Mackenzie Bezos. So much more football now.
Oh, we're going to get a new stadium, and it's going to have cheerleaders.
Still, it's better than whatever the hell Jeff Bezos is doing.
Yeah, I believe he is...
That's such a long game to
Jeff Bezos,
to
I believe he currently is working in the Congo to take food away from starving babies, I believe is what he does in the Congo.
He is personally going to every baby and reaching down their throat.
Yeah, he's the... You remember Coney? Joseph Coney?
Joseph Coney,
Jeff Bezos has taken over for Coney.
Yeah, he's child soldiers. It's all about child soldiers now. Jeff Bezos, he just has a bunch of child brides in Phuket. He loves Phuket. He calls it fuck it, because you can just say fuck it there.
Yeah,
that's what Jeff Bezos is into.
I would love to see Jeff Bezos plop down in the Vietnamese jungle in 1968. Yeah. See how he handled it,
Yeah, and then he gets killed by John Landis because he tells a helicopter to land on him wrong.
Predator is really the best Christmas movie.
Predator is the best Christmas movie.
Because it takes place on, like Die Hard, it takes place on Christmas, but you wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't guess from the scene, but it's really... See, the thing is, Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger haven't seen each other in the longest time, and their Christmas presents are each other. And so we really are invested in, this budding Christmas romance. And, that's what heightens Predator, is that heightened emotion.
You just got distracted by a text.
I got distracted by a text.
Can you read the text on your computer?
No, I can't. I'm operating on my phone right now. I'm using my phone to Zoom.
You fucker. You poor fucker.
I'm a poor... My laptop cacked out.
My laptop was stolen by two men who were kicking me, and when I was trying to sleep on the ground. That's you. That's you.
I carry my laptop everywhere. I clutch it like a child. And I was on a brief constitution in the park, and I thought, what a beautiful day. I shall rest under this maple, and I shall dream of the dreams that the maple shall give me. And before I knew it, two young ruffians in steel-toed boots, which had little spikes on the end of them.
I know because I have...
They called me slurs. They called me faggot several times.
Oh my God!
They called me fagula.
Yeah.
They called me.
They call you Count.
They called me Count Fagula.
And they kicked you. They kicked you, and they wouldn't stop.
They kicked me, and they wouldn't stop calling me Count Fagula.
Yeah.
And they had spikes on the boots, which I know because when I lifted up my shirt, my torso had the texture of Edward James Olmos's face, pockmarked by many holes. They were weeping with little strands of blood, and on the ground they formed a most curious notation. It's said to me by my Uncle Wilfred before he passed. It said, shine on you, boy, for you are a dink.
And that was the spirit of Christmas, right?
It was the spirit of Christmas. It was Uncle Wilfred.
We don't really
those ruffians.
We don't really talk much anymore in our society about the spirit of Christmas. So now I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you, what does the spirit of Christmas mean for you?
Well, I am Max Weber, and in my books, The Protestant Work Ethic and the Spirit of Christmas, we understand that hard work is what makes people make things. And in making things, we have created something with our labor, and as a result, it has our love and our essence of godliness in it, and we exchange it to other people. So actually, the creation and gifting of material things is reminiscent of our relationship with God, who gifts love to us. You know,
Wow.
The spirit
Thank
of
you, Max
Weber.
Thank you, Max Weber. That was a very... So the spirit of Christmas to you is the labor that we do for each other?
You infuse the labor into your present, and, you know, you put the labor, you really rub yourself until, you know, your labor gets all over that present.
Okay, I guess I'll be
you
German.
Just walk yourself to the ball.
Social scientist, or whatever. Friedrich Hayek on the spirit of Christmas, and it's about money. How money is really what is the motivation, is in perhaps the essence of the human spirits, and this is why money is what you must give for Christmas. It's Friedrich Hayek. On the spirit of Christmas.
You see, Friedrich Hayek, I disagree, Mr. Hayek, because, you know, cash, you have put no labor into the cash. You have not put all of your labor onto the cash. So what you need to do instead is to take that cash and to spend it on paper. Is to spend it on some paper, and you make some nice Christmas cards.
Well,
you make some nice condom origami.
Are we so sure that labor is something that should be exchanged for money instead of just a duty assigned to certain castes?
What's the difference?
Well, in one, we have a society like ancient India where we have castes, and certain castes don't get paid for their labor. They're just expected to do it because of their caste. It's a caste system.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about doing
that? The casting couch means something totally different in India. Just kidding, it means the same thing.
It's worse. It's actually worse. It's the same thing, but twice as worse.
Yeah. Can you imagine the Indian equivalent to Harvey Weinstein? Rajpur Weinstein. Mm-hmm. He's also, his last name is also Weinstein.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Has Bollywood been fraught with Me Too scandals? Mm-hmm. I don't follow Bollywood.
It has. Yes, it has. Always. Oh, no. It's always being fraught with scandals. It's kind of part of... They kind of like have incorporated it. They have a good sex scandal in Bollywood on the reg. As a
How do you know so much about Bollywood?
As a brother of an ardent follower of Bollywood, I was kept abreast of the sexual scandals.
Aishwarya Rai. I'm an Aishwarya Rai guy.
I was hoping we would get a president where we could have a good sex scandal, because the Trump sex scandal was not very good.
Well, nothing came of it.
The sex scandal that the guy had in North Carolina was a good sex scandal.
What was the details of what was that guy's name? Sean Shemmerhorn or Madison Blowback or what was that guy's name?
Madison it was Kevin Come on My Tits, I believe.
Kevin Come on My Tits.
The name of he's a Polish guy. The name running for the Democrats, caught in a scandal, a sexting scandal, where he would say really vanilla things like, "I can't wait to be with you. I love you. I want to leave my wife and be with you." And she was texting her best friend like, "I have this stupid senator guy wrapped around my finger, and I could make him do whatever I wanted. Watch this." And then she leaked that she leaked the texts, and he was exposed.
That's pretty cool.
And then he lost, and now his life is ruined. Cal Cunningham.
Bob Cunningham.
Cal Cunningham.
Cal Cunningham. Oh, yes, I remember now. Mm-hmm. He lost? I thought he won, even despite the sexting scandal.
No, he lost. Trump won North Carolina. Remember the election? Remember the election that would never end?
Hey, it ended quicker than 2000.
Mm-hmm.
I have lived through a longer election. And it might not be the longest. Who knows? Maybe when Trump runs against Kamala Harris, there'll be an actual...
Nah, we're a Biden 2024 podcast, and you know it. Biden 2024 all the way.
Yeah, you're right. He is going to make it. I think that's another prediction. We're going to say it right now. Biden will start a police action. That's prediction number one for the year.
Prediction number one.
I think we can safely say that, in the next 4 years, there will be a very ill-advised military action to occur. Second, Biden won't resign. He will make it to 2024.
Hell, yeah, he will.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because he will be infused with the hubris of just being president.
Yeah, he'll get
and
that,
having a bunch of like pod johns agreeing with him all the time.
He'll get that BDE from being president.
Mm-hmm. So those are the two predictions. Biden, and he won't die because he's filled with a dream.
Third prediction. The Republicans will take the House in 2022 and impeach Biden. He'll be impeached. They're going to appoint
for hair sniffing.
They're going to appoint a special prosecutor or special counsel. Trump's going to appoint some special counsels. I guarantee it. He's thinking about doing one already to investigate the Biden thing, and then that special counsel is going to work for 2 years, like Mr. Mueller did, and we're going to have a nice impeachment 2023, right before the 2024 election.
Except nothing will come of it.
Correct. They will not be able to convict him. But they will impeach him, and it's gonna be great.
And every president will be impeached from now on.
And every president will, at the end of 4 years, the opposition will say he's gonna be a dictator. He's not gonna step down. And also, every 4 years, there are, gonna get more and more dictatorial. The presidents. I bet Biden's gonna do some crazy shit.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see if electric boogaloo's happening. People want it. They want it. Yeah. It's in the blood.
It's going to take 10 years, but now the countdown has started.
Yeah.
We're
boogaloo boys now.
My long prediction is civil war, but in 10 years. We have ways to go.
I think America will not see a true civil war, but it will see violence in battleground states. Like, literally, Ohio and Florida will become the sites of all the violence.
And Michigan, oh no.
And Michigan, yeah.
Well, if it happens...
But the East and West Coasts and Texas will be fine.
We'll bring it to Canada. We're going to take Canada this time. If we have a civil war, the winning side should take Canada.
Hey, we'll go along with whatever, except don't fuck with us. We're crafty boys.
No, you're not allowed to pledge allegiance to the Queen anymore. You pledge allegiance.
Hey, we don't pledge allegiance to the Queen.
You become our vassal state.
We pledge allegiance to the beaver.
No, you're going to become our vassal state, which means no democracy.
My vasshole? You're going to shove it up my vasshole?
No, you're going to be our vassal state. So you won't be able to have democracy or voting.
I'm sorry, my vasshole?
Yeah. And
where you put all the Vaseline.
You're not going to be allowed. You guys are not going to have free speech. You're not going to have really. All you'll have is Facebook, because we're going to put an internet wall around you, kind of like your.
We already don't have free speech. Trudeau officially ended free speech in Canada.
What did he do now?
Well, he just said that we're done. There's too many goddamn rude people. So we no longer have free speech because there's too many rude people in Canada.
So the rude bricks can't say what they want to say now?
I know. The Trailer Park Boys are very offended. They've been they're freedom fighters now. Trailer Park Boys are Antifa now.
Are they? Are
fighting for the ability to be rude.
Oh man, yeah. J-Rock.
There's always been a fight. There's always been a great cultural war between the rude Canadians and the not rude Canadians.
What about the white rappers who need to be rude? That's part of their trade, their trick and trade. What is it?
Where would our culture be without snow?
Yeah.
Informer, I suck a little dick and I suck my balls. I lick your bum bum now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Snow?
I do.
From when you were 2 years old?
Yeah, I remember watching that when I was 2. And I would sing along as a baby. I had hair on. Yeah.
That's kind of cute, actually. I like the idea of a baby just mumbling along to it for
make that baby Cartman, and that's funny. That's some funny shit. Yeah. Baby Cartman singing Snow. Hell yeah.
Whoa. I'm like a mixture of Peter Griffin and Cartman. Man, you don't want to mess with me. I'm like a mixture of Cartman, Bart Simpson, and F is for Family.
Hell
man.
yeah. I go into parties and say that in middle school, and I get a lot of friends. Whoa, you like all those 3 same cartoons? Damn, dude.
I don't know if middle school kids are bragging about liking F is for Family.
Oh, right. Well, yeah.
When I was South Park, I would definitely use... I watch South Park. I'm cool. That's a very 12-year-old thing to be.
Yeah.
That's a very... Actually, no, I was like feeling cool and edgy for watching South Park when I was 9 years old.
Damn, dude. I was not allowed to watch it. What's your best Christmas memory?
My best Christmas memory.
Yeah. What is it?
One time we were at a hotel, and my uncle, let's just call him Uncle Jay, because it's sort of estranged now. But yeah, well, for some reason, sometimes my family decides to do, I don't want to cook, let's do Christmas at the hotel this year, for some reason. And they invited his parents, and it was just a disaster, because Uncle Jay has a terrible relationship with his parents.
Oh.
And it culminated in an argument culminated in his father saying, This is what I think of your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And he flushed the toilet. And so they left.
Oh.
And Uncle Jay was very upset. And I managed to calm him down when I was a kid. And then
By sucking
everybody
his
was
dick?
able to get along because they were no longer threatened by Uncle Jay's terrible
How
emotional
did you calm
state.
him down?
I just talked to him. And because I was a kid, it sort of pacified him.
You didn't please him sexually?
No, I didn't suck his dick. It was good. I'm glad I didn't. That would be my worst Christmas memory.
Well, that sounds like a terrible Christmas memory, but I guess it's nice because you calmed your uncle down.
That's my only Christmas memory because it was mildly traumatic. That's the only Christmas I can remember.
I guess you were technically Jewish.
Yeah. Well, we did celebrate Christmas, but it's like every Christmas sort of blended together. You know, it's the same. You wake up early, you get presents.
Okay,
eat
well, what was
breakfast
the
sandwiches.
best present you ever got? The best present?
It was probably a video. I don't think I ever got a video game system for Christmas though. For some reason, I always got those at weird non-present times.
Yeah, like when you broke your
'Cause
arm
it's
or
like-
something.
Yeah, well, because it was like my parents were like, we don't want him playing video games. It's going to ruin his life. And it did.
Yeah.
They were right about that. But, yes.
Your life is ruined.
Yeah. Cyberpunk 2020.
Oh, so bad. It's apparently so bad. It's so funny. Cyberpunk being pulled from the Sony PlayStation Store. Can you believe it? 8 years, $330 million.
I'm positively over the moon about this because, you know, last episode was all about how I think the model of cyberpunk, what it means for not just people's immersion into games, but also the industry at large, how it necessitates this abuse of workers to achieve. I think this will dissuade people from trying to embrace this model of video gaming. I really hope it will, because it's like unsustainable. And it's leading us in a bad direction.
Agreed. It is the root of all evil. But yeah, the game looks cool. I might buy it.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
If I get that
get
Stimmy,
it on PC. If you get it on anything,
get that Stimmy. I'm gonna get that Stimmy and maybe buy me some Cyberpunks. Get that Stimmy.
Yeah.
Stimmy's enough for PS5. Stimmy's enough. 600 Stimmy.
Stimmy.
Get that Stimmy.
Oh, get my stimmy.
Get my Stimmy.
I'm having more babies to get more stimmies.
I can buy it.
Can we have a baby in a month real quick in order to let's
buy-
adopt 6 kids so we can get more stimmy?
I can buy 4 ounces of legal weed and then drive to Ohio and sell it. Make $800 off that Stimmy. Hell yeah! It's called business.
Yeah. We're gonna spend a sub restaurant where you exclusively spend your stimmy money. Call it Stimmy John's, and we deliver really slowly.
Yeah, we have Jimmy John's here. I should order from them more to support restaurants during this time when they cannot be open.
Yeah, especially isn't Jimmy John's owned by like some sort of conservative weirdo?
Yeah, definitely owned by a fat idiot. I was seeing the Domino's. See, when I moved here, I should have followed up on this, and maybe I still will. When I moved here, I was like, I know where I'm going to work. I'm going to work for Domino Corporate. And I never did. I never ended up working for Domino Corporate because I was going to pick up the phone every time and be like, hello, thank you for calling Domino Corporate. And Domino's has apparently given all of their corporate employees $1,200 bonuses. This is not obviously the franchise employees. Those are employed by the franchise owners. These are not the people delivering the pizzas. But it's the people working for Domino Corporate. And I should have done it.
You should work at Domino Corporate.
Yeah.
That's how you end. Everyone who works at Domino Corporate has to talk like this. Oh,
yeah. Well, the reason
Domino's.
I found out the reason why their pizza is so fucking weird, and it's because pizza in the Midwest is a disaster. Like there's there's something called Detroit style pizza, which I don't understand. I think you put the sauce on top of the cheese.
Yeah,
and then you.
It's casserole. It's just. Look. Pizza, you want that fancy Italian-style pizza is made for people in warm climates, where they don't need a gigantic carton worth of bread in their system at all times. Meanwhile, you get up to the colder lands, you get to Chicago, you get to Michigan, it's cold up there, so you gotta have this gigantic hunk of bread which just has a little bit of cheese and sauce on top just for flavor,
Yeah, well, I made it so
Maybe
can't order pizza.
Fresh basil.
I'm going to have to make pizza tonight, I can't order it.
I like Detroit-style pizza.
What?
I defy you. I think it's good. I think it's tasty.
Well, I've never had it.
I am a fan of disgusting Midwestern snacks.
Yeah, I've never had it because I refused.
Including Chicago deep dish.
Well, yeah.
Chicago deep dish is not bad. All of these New York people who are snobs about Chicago deep dish pizza, you're snobs.
It's
I don't
not
care
real
for you.
Pizza, though. It's casserole, like you said. You just said it.
See, you said it.
You just said it. Now you're taking it back. You're calling us snobs, us New Yorkers, of which I am not one.
You New Yorkers are snobs. All of you New Yorkers. They're jerks. Everyone from New York is a jerk. Everyone. All of them. The Bungalow. Who is that guy that made paintings? Frickin' the Bungalow.
I think I got a bike for Christmas one year, and that was good. Did you? I think I got a bike one year for Christmas.
That's your favorite Christmas memory?
My favorite Christmas memory, if we're going to do the way you did it, which is like pick a depressing memory, I could pick plenty, but God.
Okay,
jeez.
Yeah, I just chose my Christmas memory, the thing that the one Christmas I remember because something interesting happened. What's your Christmas memory?
Okay, fine. My Christmas memory is we found out my mom had cancer, so we had frozen pizza.
That's a bad Christmas.
That's my Christmas memory.
It's a real bad Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Just sitting in silence, eating pizza.
I don't remember what I got for Christmas the next 5 years after that.
There you go. I don't remember any present I got for Christmas.
Damn.
They were all presents. I remember having a PlayStation, but I don't think I got that.
I guess it shows you it's just not that important to give Christmas gifts.
Yeah, just give one.
Just one per lifetime, per person?
Yeah.
Hope this is the one Christmas that you remember, because I know from experience you're only going to really remember one, so...
Yeah, well, if Christmases aren't traumatic, you don't remember them.
That's right.
Unless, they're like, oh, you get a pony or something like that. I feel like if I had gotten, like, a puppy as a kid, I probably would have remembered that Christmas, but I never got a puppy as a kid.
I remember one time...
My parents didn't want to help me take care of a puppy.
I remember one time my sister fell down the stairs, and she had to go to the emergency room, and I had just put a plate of spaghetti on the table, and my dad yelled at me, "Eat your spaghetti!" And I had to eat my spaghetti while crying. It was very funny.
Was that on Christmas?
Yeah, it was not on Christmas, but it should have been. That's a good Christmas style memory.
The Christmas spaghetti.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra would always.
Sis broke her arm on the holiday, and I'm here with my pastaways.
That's that old Frank Sinatra tune, Christmas spaghetti.
Oh, Jack, you gotta get your sauce for the Christmas spaghetti. Hey, Jack, you gotta move on for your Christmas pasta. It's not penne rigatoni, it's not pepperoni. It's just the Christmas spaghetti for you and your bitch. That's frequently how Frank Sinatra songs ended.
I'm trying to think of my own Frank Sinatra style.
It's just that's how. Fly me to the moon and take me way upon the stars. Let me see what Earth is like in Jupiter and Mars. In other words, you're a goddamn bitch. That's Frank Sinatra during his divorce proceedings.
I think Frank Sinatra would like eat steak and drink whiskey on Christmas. That's all he would ever do.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Dean Martin. Man, what a bunch of weirdos.
Bunch of weird guys, that Rat Pack. They should have called them the Weird Pack.
I don't like that thing where you, like, it's a guy thing to smoke cigars. I don't like that.
Why? Because it's like you're puffing on a bunch of dicks in the same room?
No,
and you're all like saying, aha, these dicks are so flavorful and tasty.
Yeah, because it's like that. And it's like, why aren't we just sampling hot dogs? Like sucking on a hot dog. Ooh, this meaty. It's meaty.
Yeah, why aren't we just sucking on a hot dog and like sucking it in and out so it like keeps going in and out of our mouths and we just and we have fun that way.
Yeah. You ever poop in a condom and freeze it? You ever do that for yourself?
Yeah, they call it that's an Alaskan pipeline.
Yeah, and it's a DIY dildo approach.
Yes.
Yeah.
But make sure to double pack the condom because you don't want to get your shit in your pussy.
Yeah, that's like a double stuff Oreo original meaning.
See, that's what's great about doing an Alaskan pipeline when you're gay is because, if you get shit in your asshole, no big deal.
Well, it's your own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't want to get shit in your pussy. Don't use it if it's a lady, Make sure.
Well,
the other problem is like how that's like a real beat the clock situation. Oh man, I gotta get off before this feces unfreezes. And I'm just masturbating with slop.
Yeah. I mean, a cold dildo is the best dildo, I've always thought. Icy cold.
Icy cold dildo. Get your frozen dildos. Like on a hot day, you know how they have like frozen mugs at the parking lot?
Yeah, in France.
For the ladies.
On a hot day, they have frozen dildos.
Yeah, ice cold dildos. Shove them up your pussy and feel the crispness inside.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they have the attachment on your bike seat in France, and that's why they have all the bike shops have the walk-in refrigerators, so that the dildo's cold.
The inventors of condom origami, those sick fucks, those sick racist fucks.
Oh yeah, apparently France is having like emergency national lockdown because of beheadings.
How many beheadings?
I think they've had a couple.
It doesn't
and
seem like
now
that many
Macron
beheadings.
is like right wing.
Yeah, I mean he was always right wing.
But now he's super right. Now he's like making it like surveying all of these Islamic priests and being like, you can't be what's called a separatist. He's like imprisoning separatists, which they've just decided to define. It's weird. It's not good.
No, I mean Macron always had pretty fashy vibes. He sort of looks like a French Homelander from The Boys. He looks like he drinks milk by the gallon.
Mm-hmm. I bet he does.
But don't leave milk en Provence.
I bet when he gets home from after a long day of French work, wearing a suit, he'll drink a gallon of milk, and it'll just pour down the sides of his mouth into his suit, and his suit will get all milky, and then he'll just go to bed in that same suit and wake up feeling all milky and disgusting, and it's like kind of rotting.
Oh, you do not like my sweet de lait?
His milk odor.
It's my sweet de lait.
And he'll just go to work in a milk suit, and he'll just do that day after day after day until the milk smell is curdled and sour, and he's growing cheese in his armpits and his belly button, and no one can say anything because he holds absolute power because he's Jupiterian. He's Jupiter incarnate.
More daring than man at this point.
He claims to be a god emperor Jupiter. who rules over all mankind, the father of Zeus. That's who he says he is.
They fear me because I am the milkman.
Yeah.
L'homme du lait. L'homme du lait. Je suis Macron.
He's a cookie. Milk and cookie.
And then Santa comes in at the end to defeat him by drinking him.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Sorry for the disturbing visuals during this episode.
Yeah.
But
we're doing a trigger warning at the end of the episode.
Happy. Yeah, trigger warning, disturbing visuals. Don't listen to the previous hour and a half if you have any kind of sensitivities. And, smoke them if you got them. We only got 6 months left on Earth.
Boom. Calvinism. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yep. We know that 1,100 of us will go to heaven, but we don't know which 1,100 it is.
That's what Christmas is all about, baby.
That's what it is.